Every Rocket League player is going to make mistakes. This is true of both your ranked warriors and the greatest players in the world. And even though you may make some pretty bad mistakes sometimes, it's important to realize that the best of the best make the same mistakes. Which is why today we are counting down the worst mistakes made at the RLCS World Championship. I could not fathom making this list without at least talking about BDS's performance in the Grand Finals. Now, the reason this one finds itself so low on the list is because they were up against perfection. Team Vitality just seems completely unbeatable nowadays in Rocket League, so it's understandable why BDS had such a lackluster performance. But, all things considered, for an RLCS World Championship Grand Final, I still expected to see a little bit more fight from Team BDS. Therefore, their performance in the Grand Finals does land them at number 8 on the list.
Grand Finals, here goes Monkey, can he get something to go into Game 2? Vitality's defense, their offense, everything right now is just too good.
Tries to find something, but listen to this.
Just got to kill all the time in the world, but it's a poor clear stands there though.
Nothing's going wrong for Team Vitality. They look to try and kill this game off. Monkey Moon goes long. 2 players committed. 2 matches won for Team Vitality.
Doson's there, just pops it up. Rise was waiting on the sidewall. Still manages to get a touch in. There's Alpha off the side. Monkey throws himself back. And then gets 2!
Getting them closer and closer. Team Vitality, they have done it. The best Rocket League team in the world. And your world champion.
Continuing on with mistakes I can understand, we come to a double commit from G2 in the quarterfinals against Team BDS. This double commit would end up costing G2 their entire season. And although it's not a full-scale double commit and is only a slight one, the fact that the second player also jumps leads to them being demoed on their landing and then the open net for BDS securing the series.
Can he turn on it? No, Seiko will pop it away. Renewed energy here for G2, even though they've let that lead go by. Now JNAPS has to let that go, and it's Rise to center. Nobody jumping up though for BDS.
Oh, a bit of a double commit. This could be a chance here for BDS. Net wide open, and it's done! History repeats itself!
This one is simply incredibly painful. You can understand the pressure that KIILEERRZ is under in this situation. He knows that he has an SSG player that's going to be bearing down on him, so he absolutely has to get a touch on this ball to clear it out to the side. The problem, because he's in front of the ball, he can't get around it to push it out, and ends up unfortunately just pushing it into his own net.
Come from those two working together. The passing plays between Rawas and KIILEERRZ. But now LJ, it's hit into their own net! KIILEERRZ was trying to clear this out to the corner and needed to because LJ, he was gonna force another rebound.
And what a touch from LJ. And you could see, as you were describing, the last man just panicking, right? It comes off the post and you're just trying to get it out. And in that panic, you've put it on your own net.
And here at number 5, we have an absolutely massive miscommunication between 2 players on Twisted Minds. Both players say they're going up for the ball, both players then bail out to allow their teammate to go, and therefore nobody goes, and it just ends up being a wide open net for Rule 1.
Hoping to get a mistouch or a demo. Rawas moves it over. A misstep from Twisted Minds. You can see the mix-up. Both players in the air. Neither one of them gets it.
They both called the other on. Neither one wanted it in the end. It's a massive error. And Ruas ain't gonna miss that one.
This next play has to be the record for a number of poor touches in a row. NOLY is put under pressure with the ball flying at him over his head, and then proceeds to make just about every bad touch you can think of.
Are trying everything they possibly can, but they can barely get to the other end. A mistouch from NOLY might help them out. Another miss. Whoa, everyone's flying everywhere. Venom goes
What is going on?
SMW scores out of nowhere.
NOLY! NOLY, what just happened?
Why?
3 of the worst touches that he possibly could have got.
NOLY, with his teammates' impression in front of the net, falling over.
This own goal from Zen is undoubtedly one of the worst own goals that we've seen. Zen honestly has quite a bit of time on this ball, but for some reason he senses a rush of an attack coming on from Karmine Corp, and in his panic, ends up shooting the ball directly into his own net. I suppose Zen wasn't happy with the way Radosin was outdoing him in terms of own goals.
Zen coming across. Again, they can't get by the corner. Vitality will crash the corner, find a way across. Alpha trying for the bump, not gonna work. A pass out, maybe no. Huge clear from Karmine Corp.
They're in the trenches right now.
What is this? What? Are you kidding me? A disastrous home goal from Zen! Oh! All of the...
Number 2 here really isn't a single moment, but is more so a complete collapse in terms of a performance. Twisted Minds looked absolutely dominant in the first 3 games against Team Falcons. And then all of a sudden some kind of switch flipped, and Falcons just went on to pretty much dominate the rest of the series. Twisted Minds looked flat, their offense wasn't clicking, they weren't controlling the ball well, and this entire collapse of a performance led to them being the first team to be reverse swept in a best of 7 on LAN.
We were saying history was going to be made when Twisted Minds were 3-0 up. Maybe it'll be made by Falcons in a slightly different way.
Well, you know, it would be history because at no point in the history of the RLCS has a team called a timeout while winning 3-1 and then gone on to lose the series. That's what happened in the series. Falcons called a timeout 2-0 down, lost the next game. Now what have they got in store? Because they need a goal immediately here if they're going to force the impossible comeback. They do get the ball towards SMW. He's got an option in field. Goes himself, but that's not going to work out. TRK ushers the ball to safety and confirms the tie in the series. We go to game 7.
This one's going to go. It's going to fall down.
Oh, that's not
Falcons, 7 seconds away. Senzo's there. There's fakes happening. There's misses. And there's clearances from TRK. SMW to the ceiling. Senzo's underneath it. Everybody's desperate for the ball. But it's not going to happen. Takeover? What takeover? Falcons remain the kings of MENA and put Twisted Minds in their place.
I honestly don't have any words for this number 1 clip. A lot of times with these mistakes we see situations where a player is under massive pressure, it's just the situation might be getting to them, maybe they're trying to communicate too quickly, but here for Cash and Joyo, this ball is just floating out to the midfield, completely uncontested, ton of time and space on the ball, and yet, instead of one of them pulling off to allow the other to play the ball, they both end up just playing each other.
Cleared by Mist, a massive clear as well. Joyo just has to parry it to the side.
To get that power and not hit the roof shows the class of Mist, but Juicy now has room on the ball. Going for the air dribble bump, misses it.
Almost getting to work there, and this is what Moist want. They want these air dribbles. They want the mechanic on display. It's a massive mistake.
That is the biggest error you could possibly make on the world stage. And that might lose him the game.
I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you click that subscribe button right down below so you make sure you don't miss any future Rocket League content. Additionally, if you'd like to be more involved in this community, please consider joining my Discord, link down in the description below. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. See you later, guys.
Championship.